Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to find true quiet these days? You have to seek it out, venturing out far past the last bars of signal, beyond the areas on the map where the names start to shrink. That's precisely what I did. I wanted no distractions. I just followed the gut feeling and had enough gas to go wherever it led me. I wasn't burned out, but ready to step away for a while. The semester had ended, and I longed to trade the noise of everyday life for open spaces and solitude. With each mile I traveled, the static began to fade. The noise faded away, and deadlines became a distant memory. The farther I got from the highway, the more I started to feel like myself again. When I finally stepped out near the rim, there wasn't a single sound demanding anything of me. No notifications, no reminders, just the clean canyon air and the gentle rustle of wind in the branches. The silence wasn't empty, it was filled with everything I had missed. It felt as if the land was saying, "You've made it. Now stop trying so hard." I'm out here in the middle of Utah, somewhere I didn't even know existed until a few days ago. As soon as the semester ended, I packed up the van with more food and drove out here. I didn't really have a plan, I just wanted to be somewhere else. I'm parked right at the edge of a large canyon. It's quiet, empty, and massive. I will say that this is by far one of the best spots that I've just woken up and you could step out of the van and there's this huge view right here. I was a little scared because of how close I am parked to the edge because there's these slabs that just break off, but I think I'm far enough away from the edge where I don't have to worry about that. I didn't expect it to be this cold out here. It's nice and sunny now, so it should warm up soon. I've traveled and gone my whole life exploring really cool places, but I've never even heard of this place. Alright, I need to warm up. Let's make some breakfast. I finally upgraded my cooler for this trip. My last cooler was not as well insulated as this one. This one is super thick and it's designed for up to a week. What I really love about this cooler is that it has a little organizational basket that you can put stuff like eggs, butter, fruit, and it keeps it separate from the rest of the ice. This cooler is way better. In comparison to my old cooler, I'm not constantly worrying about having to use stuff up or about food going bad. I can just use it at my leisure and I don't have to worry. It means that I can stay out here longer and slow things down a bit. It's honestly a big relief and I'm glad I don't have to race against the ice melting anymore. You learn quickly by going on lots of trips like this, what gear actually matters and what doesn't. This cooler might sound like a small thing, but for me it makes a huge difference in my quality of life and energy levels because I can have all the fresh food with plenty of nutrients versus the canned food and other stuff that I used to eat that I wouldn't need to refrigerate as much. But honestly, since having this, my energy levels have been so much better. I'm getting the proper nutrition now. It's amazing. I like to cook my eggs with butter, salt, and pepper on low heat. It's pretty simple, but they always turn out delicious. This looks amazing. So good. I love making a delicious breakfast drink with cacao to warm up in the morning. This drink tastes great and provides a steady energy boost without the crash. It's the perfect way to start my day. I've spent the last few days in this canyon, watching the light shift across the walls. Soft in the morning and sharp by evening. It's quiet out here in a way that's hard to explain, as if the land has been waiting for you to listen. There's no signal, just space and stillness. But it feels exposed out here. When the wind picks up, you feel it. When the sun goes down, it disappears quickly. Out here, you're not in control. And that's exactly the point. It's getting pretty windy up here. It's really cold. It's about 30 degrees with the wind chill. I think I'm gonna go down in the canyon and explore it for a little bit. Maybe I can find a spot down there. I've never explored this part of the canyon before. There's something about the unknown that draws you in. It feels remote and exposed out here. Whatever is waiting for me down there, I'll have to face it on its terms. You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it that there are places like these that exist, and you can go your whole life not knowing that they're here, and there's just some people out there that'll never see places like this. It's crazy. I've never been down here, so I'm excited to see what there is. It's cold and dry, and it does get pretty warm here during midday, but I was just surprised how cold it got. With these dry conditions, it makes it especially hard to stay hydrated, which I've been trying to drink as much water as I can, but at this point, I think I just need an IV because I'm drinking all this water and I still feel like I have a headache. Been taking electrolytes, been getting a lot of sleep, but I just think this dryness kind of sucks it out of you after a while. So I'm gonna try to catch up on that, see if I feel any better. It's easy to underestimate how the desert can wear on you. It's stunning out here, but it asks you to be ready. And when something goes wrong, you're the only one out here to fix it. I'm at the start of this canyon, and these rocks are just massive. There's so many different textures, the greens, the browns. I just wouldn't think that this is here. This is just so beautiful. And the road is a dirt road, but it's really not that bad. It's always so curious to me how landscapes can just shift so suddenly. One minute you're just driving through regular plains and grasslands, and then you turn a corner and there's a giant canyon. I've never seen that before. Utah is something else. It's so beautiful. This canyon doesn't reveal its secrets easily. It narrows with every turn, the walls climbing higher as if they are closing in, guarding something ancient. I hadn't intended to stop here, but the silence felt oddly significant. It didn't seem empty. It felt like I was being watched. There were no trail signs, no signal. Just the wind, and a sense that something was waiting. I kept driving into more questions, as if the past had buried something out here and left just enough behind to follow. This wall is absolutely massive, and it has petroglyphs all alongside it. As I approached the wall, the canyon seemed to fall silent, as if I had stepped into a place that wasn't meant to be loud. Towering above me were ghostly red figures, some taller than I was, with arms missing and eyes wide, painted straight into the sandstone. Some of these images were created over 2,000 years ago by archaic hunter-gatherers. The Fremont added others centuries later, who carved their own symbols into the same wall, creating a dialogue written across 1,000 years. There are snakes, bighorn sheep, strange horned beings, and tall limbless watchers who feel more like spirits than humans. Some believe they were painted by shamans in trance, visions, spirit guides, ancestors, stories of the underworld. They are not merely art or decoration, but sacred messages left in plain sight. Standing there alone, with no one else around, it truly felt as though they were still watching, still waiting. You don't just look at something like this, you listen to it, and hope it tells you something in return. These pictographs are so cool, and this area is so beautiful. I could just spend all day here, but I have a lot of canyon to go down still, and I don't want to try to find a camping spot in the dark. It's easy to forget how quickly the light disappears out here. One moment, the canyon glows as if it's alive, and the next, it slips into shadow, like the day just slipped through your fingers. These ancient walls rise 1,000 feet above me, and the sun doesn't set, it simply vanishes. Standing there, I was struck by how much beauty exists in places that most people will never see. How many treasures the world keeps tucked away in silence, patiently waiting to be noticed. Out here, the canyon doesn't shout, it just waits. And if you're still and quiet enough, sometimes it reveals what it has been holding all along. I'm just watching the sunset before it goes beyond the canyon. This place is absolutely incredible. I like how the pink rock is interlaced with this green. It's like green little emeralds everywhere. What a great find. I had no idea this was here. It just goes to show you, you have to keep an open mind and just be willing to be flexible sometimes. This is way out of the way of what I would normally do, but I just found it. I'm gonna have to keep more of an open mind whenever I start looking for places like these. As soon as the sun dips behind the canyon walls, everything changes. The warmth simply vanishes. What was glowing just moments ago now feels cold to the touch. The rocks, the air, even the silence, it all caves in around you. Temperatures can drop quickly. 30 degrees by nightfall is not uncommon. The light bleeds off the cliffs, and suddenly your shadow disappears as well. That's the thing about places like this. They remind you that you're small, and that control is just an illusion. That was one of the most beautiful sunsets that I've ever seen. Now it's pizza time. Oh, needs to go back in a little bit more. It's not crispy enough. It's still too doughy. Yeah, now it's nice and crispy. I'm gonna let that cool and throw this one in, let it cook while it's still hot. Look at that. It's so delicious. Not gonna lie, I've been looking forward to this all day. Trader Joe's pizza is so good. It was an incredible day with lots of miles and new places I've never been. This canyon is absolutely amazing and beautiful. And I have this nice camp spot for the night. Sealed everything up, heated up the van. It's about 70 degrees inside and 40 degrees outside. It's probably going to get colder. It's usually colder in the bottom of canyons. If I get cold in the middle of the night, I will most likely turn on the heater then. I don't like to sleep with the propane heater on. It's just not safe with carbon monoxide. And with that, I'll see you in the morning. The cold wasn't the only thing that made the night feel long. When the world finally goes quiet, your mind doesn't always follow. There's something about sleeping alone in a place this still that stirs up your thoughts. I had some strange dreams, and a sense that something was off, as if the dark held more than just silence. Maybe it was the unfamiliar, or maybe it was something deeper, a kind of unrest that follows you into sleep when you're not fully grounded. That's the thing about traveling alone. It gives you space, but sometimes that space fills with things you didn't expect. I slept great last night, and I woke up and it was 46 degrees this morning. There were a couple strange things last night in this canyon, and it was oddly quiet, nothing really going on, but I also thought I heard a car door slam like right next to my van. And there's nowhere really to park right next to my van. So I looked out the window and I was like, okay, maybe somebody's here checking on my parking permit. You had to pay $15 for this site. And I did. I scanned the QR code and it went through just fine. I looked out and there was nobody here. So it was kind of spooky. It was really dark, no one around, no lights. So I don't know. Could just be the echo of the canyon, or maybe it's some kind of energy here. Who knows? I have no idea. It could just be the canyon. It echoes a lot. If I slam my door right now, you'll hear it. See? It echoes a little bit, but it sounded like it was right there. So I don't know what that is. Interesting. It was really cold up until just a few minutes ago. The sun just crossed this little canyon ridge here. Now that I'm fully in the sun, I think I'm gonna go do some yoga. I woke up feeling a bit off. Maybe it was the dreams, or just the weight of being in a place I didn't quite know yet. I walked to the clearing without much thought. Just knew I needed to move, to breathe. Out here, it's easy to feel ungrounded. A few stretches under the trees, slow breaths, and little by little, the canyon softened. The tension eased. With the sun climbing fast, I knew it was time to keep moving. I still had miles ahead, and a resupply waiting down the road. I have to try to find my way out of this canyon. I have no idea where this road goes. I'm starting to run out of water and food. As I made my way out of the canyon, the land gradually loosened its grip. The towering walls gave way to open sky. The road stretched forward again, and the stillness I'd grown used to began to lift. A single bar of signal blinked onto my phone, and just like that, I was back. But I could feel it. Something in me had changed. The stillness of this place didn't just surround me, it settled into me. And by the time I reached the edge of the canyon, I knew I wasn't leaving the same. That's the thing about stepping outside your routine. Into discomfort, into quiet, into somewhere that doesn't care who you are or what you left behind. And somewhere out there, past the next bend or the next canyon wall, there's more to learn, more to feel, and more to find. So I'll keep going.